The government is warning that in a no-deal Brexit, motorists might not be able to drive in the EU without an international driving permit. Adam Pearce has more.
The government has warned that UK holiday makers who want to drive to the EU could need an international driving permit if there's a no-deal Brexit. These permits allow drivers with a full UK licence to drive overseas. In the event of a no-deal, countries in the EU will decide what permits drivers will need.
Edmund King, president of the AA, who says that if we leave the EU without an arrangement, different treaties with different countries may affect the number of permits we will need. So most countries in the EU will have similar treaties, which will mean that we will only need one permit. Countries like Italy, France, or Germany. However, countries like Spain, which has a different treaty with the UK, it will mean that we will need a different kind of permit. So, for instance, if someone wanted to drive from the UK down to Barcelona through France, they will need two different permits, one for France and one for Spain.
The government says if a deal with the EU is reached, the UK drivers will still be able to drive without the special permit. But because of uncertainty surrounding Brexit, some driving instructors are already preparing their students. George Rose, a driving instructor in Hastings, advises motorists to be prepared if they are thinking of driving to the EU.
I would recommend that they just take as much identification as possible. Obviously take the current UK licence. They'll have a passport on them anyway. And I would recommend that they look up each individual country online and see what their driving regulations are.
Others take a more creative turn to their training. In preparation for a no-deal, Neil Brennan Wright, who specialises in motorcycle training, has started teaching his riders with kilometres when they are on a training track to help them mentally convert miles into kilometres an hour.
We've mentioned about what happens if Brexit, if we come out of Brexit or if we come out of Europe or whatever, and the government still don't know, or the Driving Standards Agency still doesn't know what's going to happen. So our test for Module 1 is done in kilometres an hour, okay, but our Module 2 out on the road is done in miles an hour.
As Britain drives closer to a no-deal Brexit, it will be up to the government to find a road that Parliament will want to travel through. This is Adam Pearce for Brighton Broadcaster News.